judgment comes for you, what you gonna do when there ain't nowhere to hide? When judgment comes for you, cause it's gonna, I should've put the body, bleed this is something Charlie, and the wolf is last money, and they're gonna miss everything.
This might be difficult for Zs and younger millennials to believe, but there's a time where if you heard a song on the radio that you liked, you didn't know the lyrics of the song until you actually got a physical copy of the tape or CD. You would actually have to buy the tape and get the inserted lyrics in order to know what the actual lyrics were. And there was no time where that was more necessary than when Bone Thugs came out with their smash song Crossroads. This song is notorious for people making up the lyrics because nobody knew what the actual lyrics really were. When judgment comes for you and it's gonna come egg salad, like a hippopotamus, easy as Uncle Charlie, gotta poop but God's got it, and I'm gonna miss everybody. I done rolled and poked my cake, look at a rotten egg. If you were a Z or an older millennial, you understood that you didn't know what the lyrics of this song was until you actually got those lyrics in your hand. So we made a game of it. We made the best of what we could make of the situation, because until you actually bought the CD or the tape, you didn't know what the lyrics were. In effect, we got a living education of how to make do as we went along.
Look at the screen.
That's mine. And
that's what you're going to settle for.
I'm gonna stick beside him.
Recently, I matched with a doctor on a dating app, and I was just like, I said, what do you do? He's like, I'm a doctor, and he was just like, I was like, okay, so what's your goals? He was just like, oh no, I kind of blocked you because, like, what do you mean? What's my goals? Is a doctor not enough? I don't want somebody who's content with where they are. A doctor is being a doctor is amazing. I understand what you guys go through to get there, but why can't you want more? I guess me having 3 jobs shows you that I'm never comfortable with being in one place.
Child, not being he need to run for the president. He's already a surgeon, and that ain't enough for you.
It's not a money thing more, so I guess it's an ambition.
I bring up Bone Thugs and Harmony's Crossroads because it is a kind of metaphor for the point that we're at right now in the Black community. It's an inflection point. It's at a crossroads where something like becoming a doctor, which would have been bona fides for any guy to become upper class and a prime bachelor, is being challenged now. It's representative of an environment that is on its head, where you can have rappers in church doing rap videos and doing it from the pulpit, which would be probably the most sacred place in the Black community. In effect, it's all being stood on its head, where what was right is now wrong, and what was wrong is now the norm.
To my girlies in their 30s, time isn't running out. It's not. Feels like it is. If you look at social media, oh my God, you're running out of time. It's not. It's not. Other people will make you feel like you're running out of time because they want everyone to do what they're doing so they feel better about their choices. There's no race, like there's no checkered flag at the end of life where they're like, she did it all. Extra stars for when you're dead. Your 30s, travel. Tell people how you really feel. Don't lie to your therapist, and be okay to not be okay, and be okay with missing out, because staying in is more fun.
What's startling to me about her advice, Gabrielle Union's, is that if you had went back 35, 40 years ago, you would literally hear the opposite advice from most women over 45, 50. They would be saying, hey, listen, you can have your play around time for a while, but start your family and have your kids, because if you don't do that, well, there's a host of things are not going to happen, including not propagating our race, species as Black Americans, which is happening now. We're currently being replaced by people that are immigrating from other places. But there's also the joy of raising a family together. That has been demonized. Having a life partner to spend your life with, that's been demonized. And so now it's just a celebration of self and doing what I want. And now we have an election where, for a growing number of young ladies, there is one central issue in the election that is what is going to dictate what they vote for. And it's based around being able to continue to live their life the way they want to live it without any restrictions. It's just the complete opposite. So of course we're at a crossroads, which calls for new types of thinking.
I like your outfit. It's really sick. Like,
yeah, thank you.
Damn it. Okay. Can I, are you drunk already? Can I get a 360?
I'm already. I'm everything already, right?
Oh, you're ready?
Yes.
Okay.
It's time for Korea, bro. I always wanted to, you know, be in that type of culture.
我想你，
我想你，
我等你，
我等你，
我保护你，
我保护你，
我守护你，
我守护你，
我帮你，
我帮你，
我答应你，
我答应你，
我相信你，
我相信你，
我支持你，
我支持你，
我懂你，
我懂你，
我陪你，
我陪你，
我照顾你，
我照顾你，
我心疼你，
我心疼你，
我中意你，我爱你，
我爱
Follow
你。
me and learn more.
This is a video that I did not too long ago detailing my updated strategy for how I'm going to continue studying Chinese. And for 3 weeks now, I have been religiously doing my writing exercises. And one thing I noticed in my Chinese lesson today is that I had instantly much better recall on the kanji or hanzu and the words I was trying to use in the lesson speaking, and thus my speaking had improved. And this is just thanks to paying attention to how I learn and evaluating the process. And one thing that's so beautiful about today is that now when I look at TikTok, I have a half dozen Chinese creators like this one, who is incredibly difficult to look at when she's pronouncing her words in her native tongue, that teach me how to pronounce the language. We have an assortment of tools available to us. And what greater time could we have these tools available to us than at this crossroads where what we have known in the past is disintegrating, and we're kind of forced to go out into the world and look for a new place to settle down.
What'd you say, Spy?
If you go black, you never go back.
You never go back.
Of course, remembering the lyrics to the word Crossroads, it's a song about losing a loved one in some unfortunate violence and missing that person and having to say goodbye to them. But the metaphor in the song, in my opinion, is having to say goodbye to a life that you're familiar with. There are always going to be people that are going to get a lot of clicks, and in this day and age, you can criticize pretty much whomever you like and turn it into a lucrative business. And so the Passport Bros will always be a target for that, because some people will be happy to see things like this happen. Some people are miserable in their own lives and they don't want to see anyone else find happiness. Some people don't have the courage to do what Passport Bros, and some people have genuine concern. All of that said, if you're walking out of one house that is not well and you're walking into a new house that's unknown, do you have a choice? Do you stay in a house that has rappers singing in pulpits and women telling each other that don't get married in your 30s and that you could think about getting married and having kids in your 40s and inevitably that's going to become your 50s? Where is there to go with that? And so I say, for guys that are worrying about what people say about them as Passport Bros, at a certain point, you got to look around and say, my life belongs to me and I have to do with it what I deem best for myself, and move on that way. Even if it becomes a conversation about who you're with and how you get that person to be with you. If you're following the letter of the law and you're not doing anything that's below board, whose opinion matters anyways? You have one life to live, and you need to live that life in the way that is going to be the best for you, not just in terms of short-term enjoyment, but in terms of long-term stability and what you want out of life. My suggestion, learn a language, find a culture that you can assimilate into, and find a woman who is not trying to look at family as oppression. Instead, a woman that is looking for a family to build with a man that can help her and her children have a better future. Because that's what we all want anyways, isn't it? Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you next video. Take care, guys.